Speaking of the heat, a Glendale couple is facing child abuse charges, accused of walking with two young children in 108-degree heat. Glendale police say Ryan and May Mullin left the Arizona Cardinals open practice at State Farm Stadium back on Sunday with their kids. A witness later saw the family stumbling near 91st and Montebello Avenues. Police say one of the adults appeared intoxicated and the mother was throwing up. Court documents say Ryan Mullin refused help and later ignored an officer's commands to stop. Both of them were arrested and another guardian picked up the young children. So let's take a legal deep dive into this case. Criminal defense attorney Josh Colesrud joins me now. What punishment could this couple be facing?
Well, you know, whenever a young child or children are involved in any situation where their health is at risk, it always gets the attention of everybody.
Right.
And here, Rachel Mitchell, Maricopa County Attorney's Office, they're looking into child abuse charges because what they're saying is that even though there aren't noticeable injuries, that the two defendants allegedly put these children's lives and their safety at risk, that they knew that there was a danger and they disregarded that danger and they did something anyway, which was walking around for hours with their children at 108-degree weather.
Yeah, and thank goodness the children, for the most part, were okay. But, I mean, if they weren't with the kids, would this have been an issue at all?
It depends. It depends on whether or not they were just walking around minding their own business, or were they walking on other people's property? Were they bothering people when they were walking by them? Were they in the middle of the street? You know, what's going to be really a key to this case for Maricopa County Attorney's Office is the timeline. We have to know exactly, really, where everybody was over that 3-hour timeline. For example, were they in a public park where there's water and shade? Or were they literally just walking out in the sun the entire time? And, how do they look when they were approached by officers? Now, we all saw the body cam from the officer. And, of course, the parents looked disheveled. But what about the children?
Yeah.
What did they say? And how do we know it was actually 3 hours? Those are questions I'd like to know.
Yeah, I was going to say, you sound like their criminal defense attorney. I mean, those on the flip side, I mean, those are, legitimate questions. And I mean, he says it was 3 hours, but again, what time was he arrested? I mean, the open practice was at 3 p.m. So, who knows if he was so intoxicated, he could have just blurted out whatever hours that he thought that they were walking, right?
Exactly. And, from a defense perspective, if I'm looking at this case, you're going to have to make the state prove each and every element of the crime. And specifically, how are they going to prove that this wasn't heat stroke? Because heat stroke has the same exact signs and symptoms of alcohol intoxication, including slurred speech, bloodshot, watery eyes, vomiting. So I really hope that the police department took an intoxilizer and measured their blood alcohol, or at least did a chemical test to determine whether or not they're intoxicated.
All right, interesting take on the other side. Let's